Now that's a 7.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a couple more. I'm gonna put one down for a ball position stick too. I'm sure you did this with John. Put that there. Let's put that one right about here. Perfect. Now that's your 7-iron, right? Okay. So you're definitely either do a pull or a slice across the board, to be my guess. If it's not straight where you want, it's a pull, and the longer the clubs get, it's slices.
And then when I overcorrect, yeah.
Yeah. Um, from what I'm gathering, a lot of it's in your setup right now. Again, there are some swing mechanics, but um, step one, I want you to know something about the setup.
Excellent. I feel like I'm not aligned right. I don't know.
100% you feel that way. And okay, so I have a stick in my hand, obviously, but like, so you're kind of here. When you line up with the longer the clubs get, the more you kind of have to let it sit with the belt line. So right now you're standing up like this, so it's pointing really high and up into the gut. I want the butt of the club to point at the belt buckle more, okay? And that's going to allow you probably to step more into a forward bend. It's going to free up some depth instead of being so much up like that. And that's going to cause you to want to be upright, pull left, club face open, or slice. Like there's only so many options you can do. But if we can adjust that setup a little bit, so go ahead and set it to that one for me. Yep, so go ahead and grip like you normally do. Now kind of push the handle down to your knees. There you go, right to there. Now scoop back a little bit if you feel jammed up. There you go, just a little bit. Keep your hands on the club. Perfect, more to there. Okay. It's better.
Yeah. Better contact.
Okay. So I mean, that's what we're trying to look for. Is like again, we want to feel more of a bow or a forward bend, so that the club is now pointing more at our belt buckle than if we were standing up taller and now it's pointing more mid at 100%. So we got to kind of feel like you're not squatting so much, more of a hinge from the waist. Yeah, exactly. Good. So push the handle down even more a little bit. Scoop back a tiny bit. Give me a little width on your stance now. There you go. That looks better. Now that's playable all day. Good contact. Just pulled that one.
Yeah.
Give me a shoulder width stance a little bit. Mm-hmm. Good. Go and set up. I want your both hands on the club. Yep. And I want your arms to kind of see where your arms are dragging you to. Just a little bit, right to there more. See how now it's down the line?
Yep.
That's why you feel like everything's open because it is a little bit. Now it's squared. The strike feels better.
Yeah.
So, and something that you do. So I'm just trying to get you kind of paired up a little bit. You keep putting that ball in that same spot. I'm gonna move this guy over. This is called your intermediate target, and I just want you to practice swinging everything over that, hitting the ball over that, the club head over that, and kind of aligning to that. So as part of your process and your routine, as you're setting up, your club face is pointing to your target line. You're lining your feet and your body or that arm line towards that target line a little bit, and showing that shoulder width stance and just set up on into it. So that way, at least you have reference to your target line. Yep, just swing out over that now. Boom. Now, so the best part is you hit everything right over that. You might have a shot shape due to your path, but that's okay. At least you know you're starting it on your target line. You have to play your shot shape that day, right? Bring the ball a little closer to you. But it's perfect right there. Good. Yep. So club face to your intermediate. Body line. Give me a little wider stance on this one. There you go. Good. Now, to me, that's just a nice little fade you can play all day, right? But it's easier to look at something, 3 feet in front of you versus 150 yards away. Good. Good miss, straight. Just kind of got on that one. You had a little bouncing in your posture, a little popping up. Yeah, so you kind of got here and a little this going on.
My head down and came up.
Try to keep your posture in the same bend and just rotate around yourself. Beautiful swing. All right, let's move on to the more troublesome clubs then, yeah?
5 or 6?
Let's go 5. As the clubs get longer, the wheels will fall off more and more. That's what we're trying to fix it as we go a little bit. So bring that ball in about 2 inches closer to you. And that's aligned with that intermediate better. Good. Wider stance. Right arm down and in more. There you go. Yes, that looks better. All right. Not bad.
I mean, it helps.
Yep. Yep. And again, it's just it's not again, you have a pretty good swing. I can tell you've had lessons before. Your setup's a little out of whack, and we're just trying to grind that in. There's obviously some things we can fix, but right now just I think the easiest way to you to feel content with your next game is getting your setups confidently more aligned up to your target.
A lot of times I'm like, why did it go there? I felt like I'm pointed the wrong direction.
A lot of the times we are. A lot of times people think aligning to your target line is parallel to the hole, right? And that's rarely the case. Good, right arm down a little bit. There you go. Good. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we could work on your takeaway, but that's not the bugaboo right now. It's getting you offline. It's 100% your setup and alignment to your target, which is aim and align are two different things. You can be aiming one place, but you might have to be aligned for a shot shape or something a different way,
Yeah.
Section C will be Avedessa Group.
That right shoulder down a hair more. There you go. So you overshot on that one a little bit, which was fine because I was going to see if that was going to happen. A little quick from the top too. Bring in a little more. So you'll see if you come back to where I'm at. So come back here for a second, right? And this is kind of where I'm watching it. So you come over my right shoulder, you'll be able to see the alignment I'm looking at. You can see how it's a little bit outside that line, right? So especially as you're doing your process on the course, like you'll see the tour players do it. I've seen Bryson do it a lot. Like they'll pick up their club and do this little plumb bob alignment thing. Like that's what they're basically doing is, yeah, you're doing the same thing from here all the way to 300 yards away. Like, okay, that's where I want to start it. Everything's a straight shot in a sense. It's whether we shape it or whether the ground moves it in a sense. And where we want it to land and roll. All that good stuff. There you go. Not bad. That was right over your target line, just a hair cutty.
Yeah, that's an open face or something.
Yeah. Scale of 1 to 10, what's your grip pressure at?
Like a 6 or 7.
Yeah, it's a little tight. That's a
Yeah.
little tight. I would say you're trying to keep it honestly around, bring it a little closer to you. Bring it about an inch in. Good right there. I would say try to try to get to 30%. Yeah, tension in the body, a little wider stance, and right shoulder down and in a little bit. There you go, good. Almost.
A little too loose.
Yeah, a little too loose. Now, it also, you know, you do want to try to create more of a feel through a rehearsal. So try to, you know, it's possible. It's just harder to do at 50, 60, 80 miles an hour, you know. Jumped out of it.
Yeah, I think I had the ball with the front front.
I mean, there was a couple things wrong with that. I mean, we didn't hit the ground, right? So either way, whether ball position or not, we didn't get the low point of the swing. It's good there. Smooth and relaxed. Less is more. Longer, more relaxed swings. Great 5-iron. Look at that.
Nice to do that every time.
Right? So how do you do that? And this is where the, you know, I
Take away so that everything's
all of that, but you train that into a habit, right? You create a feel so that way you have a routine on the course, right? Once you learn how to do it in the swing, then you have to learn how to input it into your routine, so that way you can take it to the courts. And that's where most people get off, is they can figure it out on the range, but then their routine's a whole different production. They haven't practiced, so it changes them back into yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I never did that before.
Mm-hmm.
It just on the front shoulder alignment.
Yeah. To me, I always feel my left shoulder's pointing more at the target than my body. Like, that's how I kind of learned it. Little open toe. Perfect right there. A little wider stance. Good. Right. Drop that right shoulder down and in. There you go. Good. A little quick, but not bad. Too much thinking on that one, right? Good. Think more about your landing zone, your target. Look out to your where you want it to go more. Find a patch of grass. Play the game more.
Goofy bird, you don't want to be there.
Yeah, you do. Get $5 for a birdie. Good swing. Over the target line more, but that was better. Wasn't a top.
Exactly.
So club face just open, right?
Yeah.
Right. So how tight are you squeezing it again?
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
Like it's not going around. It's like
Yeah, you're death gripping it. And what tends to happen is when we do that, we tend to dump the hands and get real high hands, and it really keeps that club face open. So take your right hand and bring it over, or so your left hand and bring it over like this. This way. A little bit. One more time. Now grip it.
Okay.
Yep, that should help. Yeah, but the hand sped up, right? So, from my point of view, on your face on angle, go back to your normal grip for me. So, see how I can see the top of the butt of the club there?
Yeah.
That's a weak grip. You see your left wrist is flat to your target.
Yeah.
Put the grip of the bottom of the club, not like that. So take your right hand off, and then put the club more on your fingertips and less in your palm. So right about there. Then you get your palm on top more. Now there's more of a cup here,
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
and that makes it a stronger grip, which will allow the club to typically want to shut more. Especially if you're having a problem keeping it open with the longer clubs, you know, a little bit of that will help it. A lot goes a long way. You don't have to overcook it. But the bigger thing is not to just turn the hand over like that, but to get it in the fingertips and kind of wrap it on top so the palm sits more kind of there and there versus just that.
Yeah,
See what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Like that.
Yes, you want, because ideally, if you're here, right, and you're there, you should be able to lift the club up like that, no problem. Just hinging it with this finger right here. So now let go, right there. These guys off. Now just hinge straight up. There you go. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You should be able to hinge it just with that pointer finger and that. And the more you get it into there,
Yeah, I
the
see what you're saying.
the more hinge, the more control you're going to have over the club face. The more it gets on the side, the more it's, so you can see it's really cupped now, right? Again, not something you have to change, but it's just so you know, if you're blocking it right all day and your palm's like that a lot,
Yeah.
it's because of how you're gripping the club.
Yeah.
Good. So give me a little wider stance. Now scoot this way a hair. Yep. Good miss. Good miss. I thought this weather was going to be horrible today because I played this morning. I took a client out at 7:30.
It's like we're in Hawaii.
Oh my God. Nasty. Had to go home and take a shower. Good, yep. Straighter.
Yeah.
You're just swaying a little
Yeah,
bit.
I get it.
What are you doing?
Walking.
Is that something you do?
What?
Is that something you do around here? Let's go for a walk.
I'm on break. My buddy was on the range. So
Oh, cool.
hanging out down there.
Hell yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Again, not something you have to do. I would recommend, you know,
Play around with it for a little while.
yes. Again, I wouldn't, if you're not having an issue with anything on the shorter end, I wouldn't change what you're doing, right? Keep the setup what it is. But again, as the clubs get longer, some players typically don't get the club face around quick enough. So that will help the club face sequence up quicker in the swing. All right, let's do a couple more. We'll move on to a hybrid or a wood or some drive or whatever you want. We have about 25-ish minutes. Better. So that's not a slice, which is good. That's more of just kind of a open fade. What's up, Tom? You're ready to take some money tomorrow? Let's go.
I took Dane up on his offer for free massage this afternoon.
Oh, he invited you in for one?
Yeah.
I go in there.
And you said you really liked it.
Oh, absolutely. So I went in there Tuesday. I got a massage, adjusted, acupuncture. I was there for 2.5 hours. With
And results.
results, I've been doing about my third week in a row doing massages and adjustments, and it's fantastic. Like my body's not so tight, and I'm lifting more. Like not that I'm going to gym lifting more, but I'm doing more activity, and my body doesn't feel so locked up.
I might try it. I've got a bad back and I have some favorite. Maybe we could
I'm telling you,
change
massages,
it up and-
right shoulder down and in more. There you go. Yeah,
All right, see you.
for sure. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Better. So I think the bigger thing is you like to get that right side up a little
I
bit,
gotta always
and
remember to
that's
do that.
typical because, okay, if I get right side dominant, now I'm gonna want to push it out more. So it's not. I mean, you get too far inside sometimes. So it's kind of playing with it a little bit, right? My ideal goal is can I get my elbow pit pointing down my line, right? So if I get a stronger right arm, my line goes to the left, right? If I get, that's always been for me that's worked the best. Some people do shoulders, some people do feet. Feet to me and shoulders are always the same, but I feel like my arms are in this line of my arms is where I wanted to throw my club. It will go that way. Now it's just a matter of club face angle. Good swing there, dead ball. All right, let's move. Yeah, like, all right, so one go to new driver.
Sure, I'll see driver.
All right.
That seems to be I hit my hybrid. I hit pretty well.
Okay.
The woods I'm still getting used to. The driver, yeah.
The driver.
Pretty consistent. Some days it's really good. Other days it just can't hit it with a damn, and I don't even hit it. I just switch to a wood.
Yeah. So step one, I would be is let's get you set up in here and just sweeping the tee, right? A lot of people have issues with just returning the club face back to the tee. If you're trying to get the bottom of that club to nip the tip of that tee.
Trying also to get down more than this. I didn't do that.
Yep. Yep. A little more tee. Perfect. Put a ball up there. Oh, here comes the rain. Tropic. A little bit. Drop that right shoulder down a hair. There you go. Oh, yeah. The big old drops, too. All right. Try it again. Slow it down.
Yeah, slow it down.
With the driver, max swing speed only helps you if it's pointing and you're hitting it dead center, right? So, was it Earl told Tiger and Tiger told Charlie, you can only swing as hard as you can in two conditions. You hit the ball in the center of the club face, and two, you don't fall over while doing it. You gotta keep your balance. That'll work.
Well, the weatherman didn't lie, huh? Weatherman didn't lie, huh?
He said it was rain. Well, weatherman better not lie. They have computers that tell the weatherman what to
I didn't
say.
realize it was gonna rain during the day.
It was supposed to rain just a little bit. It can't be that long. Yeah, welcome to Hawaii. Cali, Hawaii. Probably feels good though, after swinging a bunch.
The alignment on this line up with the right, I usually line up right about here.
The butt of the club, I'd point at your belt buckle.
Well, I'm at the ball alignment.
Yeah, I mean, right at your patch would be fine. It's pretty good where it's at. I'd get a half an inch closer, just a little bit. That's too much right there. Yeah, there you go. Grip it. And I'd say feel more here to there.
Okay.
So if you feel too far away, scoot closer to it. Yep. Now on that, so one thing, like, again, your takeaways, your backswing's got its own little flair to it right now.
Yeah.
But with the driver in the woods, you have to drag it. You can't pick it up. With the irons, you can pick it up. Sure, you can get away with it. But with the driver, you have to drag it on the ground. Nope, nope, nope. Drag it on the ground. Yes. Yes. It has to be that shallow on that takeaway. Okay, so hold on. What you're doing is called golf ball whacking right now. Okay, so what I want you to do is create a feel so that way you're not guessing mid-swing. So go ahead and set up, make a couple more swings for me, but try to get your club face, not on the golf ball, do practice swings. Good. And see if you can get the club face to shut sooner without swinging faster. Smooth up. Let the club face shut. Nope. Gotta find that tee. Better path. Little open. So go slower. You're going so fast you don't even know what's happening, right? So slow it down, like to 10% speed. So slow down. Good. Let it just fall and let it release. There you go. That way you can create a feel. Once you can feel that, then accelerate it a little bit. 10% more speed. Good. You're just trying to think ball go left, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's try it. Now, when you set up, I want you to align just how you have been. I'm going to move your intermediate for you. Okay, but I want you to try to go to that white pole in the middle by itself. Boom. Step one, right? Look at that. Look at you go. I like how we get tropical weather though now.
I know, it's crazy.
All right, so you're learning how to control it now. Again, yes, I do want you at 250-yard bombs. You know, cool.
Better to hit it 150 straight.
I'm telling you, 150 to 230 straight is way better than 260 in the trees. You know, I just turned 40. I'm dealing with that myself because I've been normally playing X stiff my entire life, and my swing speed's like right around averaging 108, which is like a total. It's a regular stiff instead of an X stiff, but it makes a huge difference. There you go, because it's all about putting in the fairway. You have to take 10 yards off your swing, but I'm in the fairway more often than not. I have to do so much to my swing, and it feels easier. It's like you might as well go with it.
Yeah.
When it comes to drivers, I want the biggest cheatier club I can get, as long as it goes far and straight, or mainly straight over far. I think you made it through the hard part of the rain, man. Yep, pulled up out of that one. So what's making sense for you so far? What's clicking?
Well, I mean, for one, the one thing we'll be definitely doing going forward is the adjustment on the
The-
shoulders and the
yep.
arms. I mean,
Yeah, so your shoulder alignment kind of dictates where your arm is. So for me, like I always, again, where your shoulders are pointing your, to where is typically, unless you change on the downswing, where your arms are going to be thrown at. And what else works?
The alignment adjustments are working, and then also on this one, I'm trying to take it back, right?
Yep, drag it back low and slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus popping it up.
Yes, again, you can get away with that with other clubs. The driver's pretty finicky. It likes to be swung a certain way. Better. Better.
I don't know if I'm hitting it open fake.
Yeah, you're coming in definitely heel open. So you're gonna have to feel kind of like I would try to get a stronger grip. So kind of take all your grip and bring everything towards me a little bit. Yeah, yeah, and see if that helps to speed up the sequence. See what I'm saying? So yeah, exactly. If you tend to be someone who keeps your club face open, and you like the way you're swinging, micro titch or micro move your grip a little bit so it's stronger to see if it helps the club face get faster. It's popped out of it. It's popped out of it, but it didn't go right.
Yeah, that's straight.
She
Still be rolling to the fairway.
be rolling. She's hating. Good, right shoulder down. Good. Look at that. A draw. What? What kind of witchcraft is that?
I know.
Good. A little shut of the shoulders, just a little bit. Good. That looks good there. I'll take it. So now once you kind of get to that, and that happens a lot, you're going to be allowed to swing out towards that blue flag stick, right?
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. I mean, yeah, there are some mechanic things we can work in the backswing. Though, if you figure it out on the downswing, that's more just aesthetics. Look at anywhere from Matt Wolf to Scotty Scheffler's swing. It's different. Came in a little heel, squeezed it tighter on the downswing.
I felt that.
Yeah, you're not really all that off. I mean, you're better than most for playing for 2 years. So I mean, the cool thing about talking to you as we go is like I tell you to do something, you can actually do it. So that means you got some athleticism going on. Good. Try to strengthen that grip a hair. Better. Once you get comfortable doing that like 10 times in a row, then we start adjusting the launch a little bit on it. But it's good to have club face control, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're like, God, I know I'm not that far off, but with the driver,
With these things, though, I mean, I know this is the most forgiving, but still, even if you're off, like,
I mean, I can tell you right now, I have a TrackMan studio that I facilitate in half the time too. And you can hit dead straight as you want, but the more dead straight your swing is, the more crucial your strike is, right? In order to throw off a face strike, you have to have really good path, which is like a lot of path.
just the basics.
But the face can, I mean, if you zeroed out your swing dead zero to your target line, and you hit it 14 millimeters on the heel, that thing's going so far right. Great swing. Yep, I'll take that all day.
back to, keep it low.
Drag it.
Normally I think I was going kind of like this.
100%. And that again, you can get away with that with irons, but with a driver, it's hard. That was popping out of posture.